Hi guys, I'm aware that nobody, not a single soul, asked for a talking video from me. However, for the last at least 4 or 5 months, I've been feeling, como se dice, insane. So, I've scrapped the last three, like, literally deleted the raw footage. I don't know why the fuck I did that. The last 3 videos that I had been working on, the bulk of them were either time-lapse or incoherent hypomanic rambling about how mentally ill and weird I feel. And so I decided, let's cut out the middleman. Stop trying to make normal vlogs if you don't fucking feel normal, idiot. And just speak on it. So that's fucking what I'm gonna do today. It's 8 in the morning and I got up. I've been up since fucking 5:45. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me any questions. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think I have mad anxiety right now. I'm here to smoke a lot. Smoke the last little bit of my weed. I don't work until 3, so I'm just gonna smoke however the fuck much I want because that's how I'm feeling right now. There's a creator that I like. Her usernames I think are No Shaylin. And she recently put out a video just talking about her like realignment of self and why she's not the same as she was like 3, 4, 5 years ago when she first started making videos on the internet. And I really vibe with that. I mean, not on the same scale whatsoever, but in 2020 when I started making vlogs or just like day in the lives or whatever, I was in a very different headspace and the world was in a very different space. You know, we were coming off the tail end of a fucking shitty, disgusting president. Oh, granted, we got another one, but on the opposite side, you know. And, you know, 2020 was, the Black Lives Matter protests happened, and I think, you know, I had been already radicalized, you know, with, like, Trayvon Martin, and I was only 9 or 10 years old, and so it wasn't as big of a thing for me. Saying that to say, I think compared to 2024, 2020 was, if you didn't experience a loss close to you, and if you weren't struggling with your mental health, for a lot of people it was a time of hope, a time of being able to get your shit together, a time of, you know, learning who you are as a person and what you want from the world. And that is, I was doing that pretty severely, and there is someone walking behind my car. I'm so brave. Yeah, and I was doing that, and it started, I think I was already having a sort of spiritual awakening because my mother was very hippy-dippy when I was a baby, and I felt a lot of that energy from her, and it was just like a parent in my life. But I was going through a bit of a spiritual awakening, and that's when I kind of started posting videos. Nobody was seeing them, but that was like a personal thing that happened for me. And then around the time that people started to pay attention to me, 2022, 2023, I was on a really good trajectory. I was figuring myself out, and I was continuing on my spiritual journey. I did a yoga teacher training, I think, was that last year? I think it was last year. Holy hell. And now, not only the socio-political climate that is happening, but also the microcosm of chaos that is happening in my own life, that is paralleling everything that's happening in the universe, is causing me to be in a mindset where I don't know if I will circle around back to those things before the earth dies. And that is a very scary feeling. I'm gonna hit this bowl because I just said a lot of things. Not only is the balance in all of like society and the universe fucking messed up right now, my personal balance is fucked up. And there are many conversations we could move to from there. But the one that I'm going to pick at this moment is how capitalism and the oligarchy in the United States affects that personal balance that spiritual people strive for, and how it affects our mental health, which in turn, like I said, affects our journeys or affects us finding our personal balance. It's hard to get into that, so I'm just gonna use I guess like an anecdote of my life. I have this gorgeous, beautiful baby girl 2-bedroom apartment that I love, and that is greatly improving my mental health, my happiness right now. Let's say that it's greatly improving my joy right now. However, to afford this place, I have to work 2 jobs. Why? Because of capitalism. Bitch, it's not fucking normal. Now, I will say, I wasn't an adult before COVID, and to know what it may have been like to be an adult in 2024 if COVID hadn't have happened is impossible. So there are some factors here that are completely different, and you know what, I'm gonna acknowledge that, whatever. But like, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was probably normal to, you know, grind a little bit, to have a 2-bedroom place as a person living alone, you know, to have to work 55 to 70, there are people that work more than that, hour weeks, in order to be able to have a goddamn extra room is fucking nuts. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I get paid $15 at one job and $16 at the other. And I live in the South. So I am in one of the cheapest places in the entire country to live. One of the cheapest cities, I should say. Rural areas are completely different. And I personally feel like that still is not enough. And our minimum wage is fucking, it's either, I think it's $11.25 or $12 an hour. And 15, 16 still is not enough. It's fucked up, and it's fucking with my mental health in a way so beyond what some people ever have to experience in their entire lives. So I sort of have big mystery, undiagnosed, severe mental illness. I've been told by several different professionals that I have, I think it's like 2 or 3 things. I'm not gonna name them here because technically I have never paid money to be diagnosed by anybody, so it would be self-diagnosing, and I don't want to, I don't want to do that. However, I will say I do show a lot of signs of autism. Bitch, I was reading the dictionary at 5 years old, encyclopedias at 5 years old. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty damn sure I'm autistic. So that is one facet of what I'm going through. There are so many already, depending on, I guess, the amount of masking you do as an autistic person, and the different hormones you have in your body and whatnot. Autism looks different in everybody, you know. For me, I need lots of check-ins with myself. I need a lot of downtime to recover from interacting with people that I'm not comfortable with. I get severe anxiety that I think gets spurred on by my super autistic traits and the autistic ways that I move my body and just like interact with the world. And so for me, high maintenance jobs, jobs where you have to talk to a lot of people, jobs where you have to put on a front of any sort, in order to, like, I guess, like, retail jobs and stuff where you have to reel people in, are really not conducive to me. So that's why I have mostly worked in kitchens or things of that nature, because you don't have to talk a whole lot. You don't have to talk to customers, and it's fairly easy depending on where you are. Now, that changes when you put me into a high stress situation. One of the two of my jobs is extremely goddamn stressful. They just put so much pressure on you, and it's fine dining and all of this. And so if you couple that with not having a lot of free time to be alone and recover from that period of time, as well as still, while busting my ass, not having the money to do anything extra that would bring me any extra joy whatsoever, it starts to feel very miserable. And that is just from a perspective of the very autistic ways that I behave and the things that I need that are linked to being on the autism spectrum, such as needing, like, God, these days, like, literally 4 to 6 hours of getting high and YouTube time before I can do necessities, bitch. I need to be alone for 4 to 6 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. And that's only the autistic part. You add in the depressive episodes, they get triggered very easily. You add in the apparent hypomanic episodes, they get triggered very easily, which I kind of am just starting to realize keeps happening like clockwork, once or twice a month, sometimes more than that. Severe anxiety, you know, you add those things in, it's a plethora of reasons why making people work in the ways that we have to work in this society is not conducive to the human body. It's not at all. Especially for people who have grown up poor, hell, even grown up lower middle class, and are not able to receive help from anybody in their family because there's no money in the family. Everybody has been doing this, working paycheck to paycheck, especially if you are Black, especially if you are a person of color, you know. The thing is that the thing that fucks me up so often about a situation like this is that this, for some people, what I'm speaking about is a very privileged perspective. There are countries, cities that have it much, much worse than America. And being a people person, being someone who's spiritual and about energy, that genuinely breaks my fucking heart. I can't even fathom that. And the fact that the United States is giving fucking billions of dollars to Israel, and there are so many other countries in need of fucking help, and our own that's in need of help. Like, you fucking, there is something about the psychological repercussions of capitalism on humans. Being aware of yourself decaying as a human, being aware of the earth decaying, and just having to sit here strapped in. You can't get off the roller coaster. You just have to fucking watch. Is insane. And they're doing it on purpose, so it is psychological. And it's fucking insane. I had something I was gonna say to go along with that, and I have no idea what it was. But, dude, it's literally, and don't get it fucking twisted, they are doing it on purpose. If you feel crazy and you feel like I'm putting in all of this work and I'm putting all of this effort into my life and my career specifically, and I'm still fucking unhappy and I still can't pay for things and whatever it may be, they're fucking doing it on purpose, and it's so exasperating. That's my piece. That's my story, as my friend Al has been saying. There are multiple parts of my personality that are, I guess my morals are intrinsically linked to these specific pieces of the puzzle that are my personality, and it is completely on purpose. Very fierce about my morals. So, you know, I'm into punk shit. They're socialist as fuck. They're socialist as fuck, and they care about equality. That's what being punk is. Goddamn. My spirituality relies on the basis that we are all shared energy. And energy is almost in a symbiosis relationship with itself. And to make all of this work, we have to work together, because that's exactly what energy does. Our bodies are just a stand-in, an example, if you will, for what the energy would do if the physical self wasn't here. That's something I don't have time to get into right now. The socialist fucking communist fucking anarchist part of my personality. Excuse me, what the fuck is so hard about the concept of everybody being goddamn equal? What the fuck is so hard about it? And I hate white supremacy so deeply, and a facet of it that I hate specifically is that it almost seems to be genetic. Do you know when people grow up in rural areas and their families have been there for generations, and at that point they almost have a genetic predisposition to racism, even just because they have been in that family? They may be uneducated, again, they're in a rural area, it's completely different. And I just god damn it, I had a really good point and I don't know what it was. I'm just high rambling at this point. I am tired of capitalism. You know what I think? Give everyone $20 an hour. Fuck you. Nothing has to change. Stocks aren't real. The economy isn't real. Fucking nothing about the price of anything has to fucking change. If you make federal minimum wage $20 So all of a sudden we have billions of dollars to send to Israel, and that's not even counting the other countries that Americans may not even know about because they're not in the media right now. Did you ever think about that? There's billions of dollars there, but we can't have $20 federal minimum wage. Why the fuck not? Billions of dollars is kind of an unspeakable amount of money, especially if you are a normal person who has never seen more than $10,000 in their lifetime. It's a crazy amount of money, man. You just can't argue with me on that. Stocks aren't real. The economy isn't real. If I was the president, bitch, if you're a normal person and you actually care about people, you would put something in place federally that you are not allowed to change the prices of anything if the value of the dollar goes up. Are you joking? It's not that difficult because the shit isn't real. That might sound unintelligent to some people, but I mean, like, what do you want me to say? You can explain government, you can explain the economy to me all up and down. Something like the economy has no actual scientific basis to it. Sorry to be that person, but even, like zodiac signs have a scientific basis in that. And I don't know very much about the science, okay? I am not a scientist. I have not had the good fortune of going to school, secondary school. So, or what is it called? Secondary? Is that university? Fuck. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, zodiac signs have a scientific basis with, the fixed points they change. With the points of stars in the sky, dude, I'm high. All of the degrees, the angles of lines, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? There's a scientific basis to even zodiac signs. There's a scientific basis to sundials, wheels, fucking light bulbs, shit like that. There's no scientific basis for the economy. Are you fucking joking? And if you try to tell me that there is, you are getting blocked. I don't believe you. I'm sorry. Maybe I sound like a conspiracy theorist. Anyways, circling back around to the original point, I am overjoyed to have my apartment with my cats. I am so happy to be there. You know what I'm not happy to be doing? Working 2 jobs. It's like, not to be dramatic, nobody call anybody on me. It's kind of making me want to KMS a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the solution to this feeling is, but I know that I can't be the only person in the world that feels this way, or even in the United States of America that feels this way. I don't know what the solution is, okay? No, I can tell you. My ideal solution, first of all, it has to start with the school system. It has to start with learning real history. I think English and math are probably fine. We need to add in there some fucking actual, like, homemaking, right? And farming classes, because that shit is so important. You teach people to be self-sufficient. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. From the very beginning, they didn't want you to be fucking self-sufficient. It makes me so mad. Anyways, you teach everyone how to be self-sufficient. You force you force, not in a bad way, but people have to have locally owned businesses and grocery stores. Like, you don't let conglomerate companies happen that have monopolies that are billion-dollar companies without giving back to the community. You don't let that happen. You know what I'm saying? There are so many ways that humans can work. I was thinking about it the other day, and like, if you made, like, federally mandated every restaurant to save their compost scraps, do you understand that we as humans could put a system in place where all restaurants could receive their produce as a trade for compost, so that farms can keep pumping out their produce? Do you understand that all humans everywhere could barter if we were allowed to? Y'all aren't hearing me. And there are people that would be like, oh, so who's gonna work at restaurants? Who's gonna do this and that? There are people who are passionate about cooking. Just the same way there are people that are passionate about sanitation or, lawn work. Like, I don't know, dude, I'm high. There are people who are passionate about these things, so people would get those jobs naturally. And you know what? I would honestly much rather work for a company and get paid in a nice apartment, get tipped in a bunch of weed, and I think I would figure it out from there. Money could still be useful for several different things, but also it doesn't have to be. Expand your horizons, man. That's yeah. That's how I'm feeling today. I'm pissed off. I don't want to go to work today. I don't really want to do the work today. Yeah, and I just wanted to yap at you guys for a while. It has been like 30 minutes. So, there's really no point to this. I just want to point out how everything in our society, on a larger scale, everything in the world interacts with itself all of the time and interacts with each other. It's all interlinked. Stop. Any Blade Runner fans out there? It's all interlinked, and it's kind of a domino effect with anything that you do. And fucking unfortunately, the domino effect in this dimension is evil people withholding money and resources from us, while simultaneously giving the money to genocidal countries. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep bringing that up. Free fucking Palestine, free Lebanon. While we're at it, free Congo, free Syria, you know, it goes on. Anyway, I don't know what the point is. I just desperately want to not be alone in this feeling, and a lot of the times it feels like I am. So if this is helping anybody also not feel alone, that would be sick. I hope that that's the case. If you found this video weird, keep your mouth fucking shut. I don't want to hear it. To be honest, I don't. I can't take it. I'm kidding. I hope that I can start vlogging again soon and start trying to bring back sort of a fervor to my life that I have lost. But also, I can't be hard on myself for not being able to do that, because that's exactly what brainwashing is. That's exactly what they're trying to do to us. And sometimes recognizing that truth can make it like the slightest bit easier to move forward with that goal. Just because, like, I don't know, personally, I find that doing things out of spite is very helpful. The fuck? I'm not gonna let some stupid fucking government get me down. That's fucking lame, and we're not gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? It has to be kind of like a game. You have to treat yourself like you're like 11 again. Governments are lame, guys. Why would I ever want to be a part of that? Anyway, love y'all. Thanks for being here. I'm so happy that there are 500 humans out in the world that would like to watch my silly little videos. I hope that I can start vlogging and help myself have a sense of normalcy again. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. It's so hard to sit outside and breathe the air that the trees give out and trust that everything is going to be okay. Just the same way, you know, that it may be hard for some people to stay faithful to God. The trees are my God. I'm my God. You know, that's how I work, if you haven't picked up on it at this point. Yeah, that's my story. I feel the need to bless you guys like at the end of a yoga class. So namaste, everyone. Thank you for listening. I just want to say loka samasta sukhina bhavantu. I hope that all of you are happy and free and go forth with peace. As much peace as you can.